Ingram. This is Ingram Angle from Washington tonight. Humiliating themselves. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Oh, they're so excited, they just can't hide it. They're almost glowing, waiting for their bundle of joy, arriving now in March.
Donald Trump already has a very packed legal calendar. You may have heard
sure
this.
Does. Another proposed trial date is now filling up Trump's calendar right in the thick of the GOP primaries in March. In fact, the date Fani Willis has proposed is the day before Super Tuesday. How do you think this is going over for the former president and his team right now?
That could force him to lose a very critical election window ahead of, actually determining who the nominee is.
A March 4th trial date for the disgraced 4 times indicted ex-president. Had to count there.
It's like they're all ready to pop. They do have that special glow. They're expecting that Trump's legal troubles will deliver a surprise next year.
This handicaps Donald Trump. It hurts Donald Trump. This is a general election challenge for the president that likely emboldens the incumbent Joe Biden.
These self-proclaimed defenders of democracy, they want you to believe that their priority is restoring respect and dignity to journalism and to politics. It's going to be justice for all. But when you listen closely, you see what they're really all about. They're really accusing Trump of what they themselves are, just vengeful ideologues who revel in the humiliation and shame of others.
And everything you're going to be able to see live on TV. They're going to be mugshots. They're going to be fingerprints.
Donald Trump will be fingerprinted. He will be photographed and end up with a mugshot.
The very first presidential mugshot.
These people are sick. How is a mugshot of the former president in any way necessary or in any way good for America? Are they really worried that he's going to disappear into the general population, or that as a 2024 presidential candidate that he's going to try to leave the country, flee? I half expect him to push for bail to be set at $1 billion. That'll show him the sick fantasy never ends.
Donald Trump will find it very difficult to even be given bail.
There's bail. That is the thing that he is not factoring in. Is if he continues speaking the way he has been speaking, one, if not more, of these judges will take action.
Will take action. Of course, for years, the humiliation squad has been itching to see not just that Trump mugshot, but also to have him behind bars.
You're saying that a judge could lock him up awaiting trial?
Will be incremental punishment.
The first thing Donald Trump has to do is go to jail.
He's now facing jail time in a whole bunch of different places.
Now, think about how strange and how sad it is to be a political analyst, and what you're hoping for most is to take an opposition candidate off the campaign trail. So no real debate, no real campaign, just to be silenced. If not put in actual prison, they ponder how to stop him from doing more so-called damage to America.
There's this question of how do you contain Donald Trump, Harry?
She could also revoke his bail and put him under house arrest.
House arrest, of course. Even that's not good enough for these vipers. So the big thinkers over at Salon describe Trump under house arrest and Trump being deprived of his phone as somewhat unsatisfying. But it actually gets worse. Writer Amanda Marcotte says, frankly, it's better for almost everyone if Trump actually loses his freedom from these threatening antics. It's better for almost everyone? For Trump to be in prison, not be able to speak? Certainly the 74 million who voted for Trump in 2020 would beg to differ. Not that Salon actually considers those 74 million people to be actual human beings entitled to their own views. And as usual, as part of their act, Democrats always seize the opportunity to portray Donald Trump supporters as potential domestic terrorists. The country shouldn't be directed by them. It should be protected from them.
We had an increasing amount of security outside of the Fulton County Courthouse.
The security concerns around the courthouse and what might happen in Georgia as this case progresses.
She's reached out to the sheriffs for protection. She's notified the judges to have them keep their staff at home.
So what's really going on here? Could this be the pretext to justify not just limits on Trump's own speech, but 2024 limits on campaign rallies, campaigning at all, or even in-person voting?
Those poll workers in Georgia who received were targets of such hate and terrible racism and threats of violence because they were unfairly maligned by Trump. And there's real concerns about elections this time around.
Violence is always looming on the horizon, especially in this moment. If just 0.5% or even 1% of that 0.5% think that violence is the answer, they're going to go after these folks. This is very scary.
What's scary is that their entire reason for being, for living, seems to be singularly focused on seeing Trump humiliated. And by the way, these fanatics aren't just giddy because they want to see Trump shamed in these trials and everything that will come with the trials. They also firmly believe that they're putting conservative populism on trial as well. Now, we all know, and I certainly know as a former criminal defense attorney, that anything can happen when juries are involved, even in what are obviously politically motivated prosecutions. But anyone predicting that the pig pile that we're seeing on Trump, predicting that that's going to lead to the demise of the America First movement, well, that person himself will be humiliated down the road. And that's The Angle.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.